Welcome to the 2015 IRONMAN 70.3 Ballarat Athlete Race Briefing. Further to this race briefing, you're required to read the Athlete Information Guide, which is available online at www.ironmanballarat.com. If you have any further questions following the race briefing, please ask our event team located at the information desk at Lake Wendouree. The main venue for the event is near Pipers by the Lake, Lake Wendouree. A copy of the venue map is located in your event program. Study it to ensure you know where everything is for race day. Please make sure you've taken the time to check your athlete race kit for all the items you'll need this weekend. This includes the items shown here. Pro athletes, age groupers and teams will be identified by colour coding. Pro athletes will receive a black athlete kit, age groupers a blue athlete kit, and relay teams will receive a red athlete kit. Most important of these items is your athlete wristband, your event ID, which you'll need to wear across the whole event. It provides you access into athlete-only areas. Relay teams will receive one wristband per person. IRONMAN Asia Pacific is using a recording system for bike check-in and bike check-out. Your athlete number is on your wristband and bike sticker. When entering or exiting transition with a bike, your wristband and bike sticker will be cross-checked to match by event personnel. If the athlete numbers match, you'll be able to continue into or out of transition. If they do not match, you'll be directed to the transition manager, who'll address any potential issues. You can only rack or remove your own bike. If you attempt to rack or remove another athlete's bike or have someone else rack or remove your bike, that person will be denied entry to or exit from transition. Please do not remove your wristband until you've removed your bike from transition post-race. The layout of transition is shown here. Make sure you're aware of the flow of transition. We highly recommend visiting one of the transition tours. There will be 3 transition tours held on Saturday, which will help to answer any questions you might have. Transition tours will be held at 11:30 a.m, 1:30 p.m and 3:30 p.m. Please ensure that you're aware of the bike check-in hours and location. You must have attached your seat post sticker prior to bike check-in at transition. Upon entry to transition, your bike will also be visually inspected by technical officials. The bike racks are individually numbered. Please rack your bike at your assigned position. No bike bags or covers are allowed on your bikes overnight. These will be removed as they are a danger in high winds to neighbouring bikes. If you require bike mechanic services, they'll be located at Expo in Lake Wendouree on Friday and entry to transition on Saturday. Transition opens at 6 a.m. for individual athletes and relay team cyclists. You'll be required to bring your helmet on Sunday only for your helmet check to take place. To assist with a speedy process, please ensure you are wearing your helmet with the helmet sticker placed on the front of your helmet for a quick visual check by the technical officials. Bike mechanics will be located at the bike exit entry and will have resources for emergency bike services only. At closure of transition, all team cyclists must exit the transition area. The teams will be allowed back into transition at the discretion of the transition manager after the professional athletes have departed for the bike leg. Team cyclists can then wait with their bike until the team swimmer passes them the timing chip, when they can then take their bike and continue out of transition. As the team cyclist re-enters transition, you must rack your own bike before you pass the timing chip onto your team's runner. You'll be able to bring in your bike pump on race morning, however you must take this with you when you exit. Pumps will be stored separately to bags in the street gear tent, so please ensure they are adequately labelled with the bike pump sticker provided. Your street gear bag will need to be handed in to the street gear tent located in transition. The street gear tent will open at 6 a.m. Please ensure you use the street gear bag provided to you in the athlete check-in, and it's labelled with the numbered street gear bag sticker found in your race kit. The 1.9 kilometre swim course will be a point-to-point swim that will take place in the man-made, sheltered Lake Wendouree, home to the rowing and kayaking programs at the 1956 Summer Olympics. The iconic and purpose-built facility is the perfect swim course for both spectators and athletes, as the A to B shaped course starts from the symbolic Olympic rings and finishes at the transition and event precinct along Windmill Drive. If the water temperature is not greater than 24.5 degrees Celsius, wetsuits are optional. Please inquire at the information desks if you're unsure of the provisional water temperature. If you choose to wear a wetsuit, please ensure that it is race legal. See one of the Triathlon Australia technical officials for clarification on legal wetsuits. This event will encompass a deep water start for all athletes. Professional and age group athletes, including relay teams, will begin their race in their assigned wave start format. Approximately 10 minutes prior to start time, each wave start group will be called to move to the swim start area. Please know your wave start time and listen to staff directions in this area, as it may be very crowded. All athletes must walk across the timing mat under the swim start arch to activate their timing chip. Professional and age group athletes, including relay teams, will be called into the water for their allocated wave swim start. If for any reason the swim needs to be cancelled after the swim start, you'll hear a continuous whistle sound. If this occurs, do not panic. Please take all directions from water safety personnel and make your way to the shore. If you decide to withdraw at any time after you've crossed the start mats, you must notify an event official so we can account for your safety. Swim safety is provided by Frankston Life Saving Club. If at any time you need assistance, raise one arm above your head. Please look after those around you and raise your arm if you see another athlete in distress. The time limit for the swim leg is 1 hour. Any athlete who has not completed the course by this cut-off time will not be able to continue. Any team cyclist remaining in transition will be sent out onto the bike course at this time, and the team will be classified as a did not finish or DNF. At the finish of the swim, when you exit the water, you'll run up the swim exit over a timing mat and onto Windmill Drive. You'll run approximately 120 metres before you enter transition and are able to access your bike. The transition aid station will be available before you enter transition. You're able to equip yourself for the bike leg at your bike location, or otherwise change in the allocated male and female change tents located at the entry to transition. This 2-lap bike course will showcase the best of Ballarat along smooth roads and scenic country landscapes. You'll begin through the twists and turns of Victoria Park before turning onto Sturt Street. Passing underneath the imposing Arch of Victory, you're now riding along Remembrance Drive and the Avenue of Honour, a stirring memorial to our lost but not forgotten heroes. Remembrance Drive continues all the way to the far turnaround point before you return towards Lake Wendouree for the next lap. This course is mostly flat and should produce fast times. You will have access to 2 aid stations on each lap of the bike course at the Ballarat Skipton Rail Trail and Cardigan Village. Please take time to view what's available to receive on course. Be cautious when passing an aid station. All athletes should slow down through this area. This is the sequence of the bike aid stations. Volunteers will endeavour to provide approximately 50 metres between tables and service areas. Slow down through bike aid station and maintain a straight line and consistent speed. Communicate loud and clearly. Volunteers are there to support you, not to serve you. Litter zone start and litter zone finish signs are provided to define the rubbish and bed and discard zone. Outside of this zone, you will be penalised. Please be focused and considerate at all times through aid stations. The safety of yourself, other athletes and volunteers should be your priority. Our volunteers will do their best to deliver what you require, but it is your responsibility to slow down and ensure you have the correct nutrition. Cyclescape will be roaming bike mechanics on course. They will carry tools and spare tubes only. They will not have spare wheels available. Athletes must repair their own bike. It will take time for the mechanics to get to you. We recommend you carry your own spares and be familiar with fixing or replacing tyres and tubes. Sag wagons will be roaming the course to collect any cyclists that cannot complete the event. Collected cyclists will be transported to the closest aid station or back to transition. Transport via a sag wagon will take time. If you're able to, we advise you to commence walking back to the nearest aid station or transition if possible. If you do drop out on the bike course, you'll need to visit the dropout clerk when you return to Lake Wendouree to hand in your timing chip. On course there'll be marshals, technical officials, bike mechanics, aid stations and event staff, all there to support you. If you have any problems on course, simply let any of our on-course support team know that you require assistance. Please take the time to read the bike course regulations on the screen to help you avoid a potential penalty. For more information, see a technical official pre-race or view the detailed Ironman race competition rules on our website. This is a non-drafting event, meaning unless overtaking, 12 metres must be kept between yourself and the bike in front at all times. Please take the time to read and understand the drafting regulations shown. If you do receive a penalty, the officials will show you a blue, yellow or red card, tell you to stop at the next penalty box if applicable, note your athlete number and other information. There are 2 penalty boxes on course located on Remembrance Drive before the Western Turnaround, Wendouree Parade before Carlton Street. The time limit for the bike leg is 4 hours 30 minutes from the start time. Any athlete who has not completed the course by 12:50 p.m. at the latest will not be allowed to continue. There are intermediate cut-off points on the course that are listed in the Athlete Information Guide. You must meet these cut-off times in order to continue on course. As you dismount your bike in the bike finish chute, you are responsible for taking your bike to the numbered rack within transition and racking the bike up correctly. Your helmet must remain on and secured until your bike is racked. Failure to do so may result in a penalty or disqualification. You're then able to equip yourself for the run leg at your allocated bike rack location, or otherwise you can change in the change tents located in transition. When you exit transition, you'll pass the transition aid station before you head north onto the run course. New in 2015, a 3-lap run course will utilise the outstanding running surface that is the Steve Moneghetti track for the majority of the course. Each lap will take you clockwise around Lake Wendouree, rarely losing sight of this Ballarat icon. The start of each lap will begin with a section through North Gardens and along Wendouree Parade before you cross onto Monna's track. You'll do a full lap of the lake, passing by boat sheds, restaurants, the Lakeview Hotel, rowing clubs, parklands and the 1956 Olympic rings on your way back to the finish line precinct or to complete another lap. The course is sure to be scenic, well supported and spectator friendly. There are 4 aid stations on the run course located within 2 kilometres of each other. You'll pass each aid station multiple times. The run aid station locations and distances along the course are listed here. Please take the time to read what will be available for you at the run aid stations. This is the sequence of the run aid stations. Wherever possible, volunteers will provide a minimum of 10 metres between tables. However, due to the lay of the land, sometimes table layouts may vary across the course. Please note there is at least 2 toilets at every aid station. Please endeavour to place rubbish in the bins provided. And don't forget to thank the volunteers. Please be focused and considerate at all times through aid stations. The safety of yourself, other athletes and volunteers should be your priority. Our volunteers will do their best to deliver what you require, but it is your responsibility to slow down and ensure you have the correct nutrition. Sag wagons will be roaming the course to collect any athletes that cannot complete the event. Collected athletes will be transported back to transition. Please be advised there may be delays in sag wagon transport. If it is possible, we advise you to commence walking back to your nearest aid station. If you do drop out on the run course, you'll need to visit the dropout clerk when you return to the venue to hand in your timing chip. On course, there will be marshals, technical officials, aid stations and event staff all there to support you. If you have any problems on course, simply let any of our on-course support team know that you require assistance. Please take time to know and understand the run course regulations. If you have any more questions regarding these rules, please visit our information desk at Lake Wendouree. If you're shown a yellow card, you may be directed by the technical official to perform a stop-start penalty. Any 3 infringements will equal a disqualification. If you receive a red card from a technical official, you must report to the race referee once you've completed your race. The run course and final race cut-off time is 7 hours 30 minutes from your individual wave start time. The race is conducted under the Triathlon Australia Race Competition Rules, or RCR, and a number of special Ironman rules. Please refer to the event website for more information. Completing an Ironman 70.3 is a very special experience. Crossing the finish line is the pinnacle. Here's a hot tip: make yourself photo ready. In accordance with Ironman rules, family or friends are not permitted in the finish chute. Please let your loved ones know of this rule, as you will be disqualified if this rule is not adhered to. This rule is enforced to reduce the risk of an athlete unintentionally harming themselves, other athletes, or their loved ones. Team members may cross the line together and enjoy the finish line experience as a team. Team members must wait in the team's holding area for their runner to approach the finish line. It's also important to respect other finishers and their experience. Ironman hopes everybody makes the most of their time in the spotlight. Once you cross the finish line, there'll be finish line catchers to meet you and escort you through to the recovery area. You'll be presented with your finisher's medal and towel. Catchers will briefly assess you and take you to medical if required. The recovery aid station will offer food and drinks. Massage therapists will be available. Your street gear bag will be available for collection. Event staff and volunteers are within the post-finish area. Please advise if you require any assistance. An experienced medical team will be in place at the event, with medical personnel positioned at the swim start and exit, in transition, roaming on the cycle and run courses, as well as a full medical tent setup and team at the finish line. There will be ambulances strategically located within the venue and on course at all times. During the race, please ensure you look after yourself and your fellow athletes. If in doubt, ask for help from an event official or a volunteer on course. Please make sure you've provided the staff a check-in with your most up-to-date medical and emergency contact information. The medical team can assist with rehydration, warming or cooling and other basic care. Any athletes requiring further treatment will be transported to Ballarat Base Hospital. If you find yourself in this situation, your gear will be cared for until you return. Please inquire at the information tent when you return. To help out the medical team, please make sure you're taking appropriate care of yourself. If you have an acute illness, modify your expectations and allow for a bad day. Above all, don't change what you've been doing. Pre-race and public first aid is available by contacting the information desk. Bikes will be available for collection from 1 p.m. or at the discretion of event personnel. You must show your athlete wristband in order to retrieve your bike from transition. Please do not attempt to remove your bike prior to this time. All bikes must be collected from transition by 5 p.m. on Sunday. Presentations will be held on Sunday the 13th of December at 4 p.m. at Lake Wendouree, adjacent to the finish line. In the event of inclement weather, presentations will be held in the briefings tent. The roll-down ceremony for the 2016 Ironman 70.3 World Championship in Mooloolaba, Sunshine Coast, Australia on Sunday the 4th of September 2016 will take place immediately following the presentations at approximately 4:45 p.m. There are 65 qualifying slots on offer and you must be present to claim your slot. The 2015 Ironman 70.3 Ballarat requires the support of over 700 volunteers in order to deliver the event. Our team of volunteers at the event will contribute a combined total of around 6,000 hours to assist, support and motivate you from the start to the finish of your Ironman journey. We encourage you to say thank you to the volunteers whenever possible, for without the volunteers, we simply would not be able to run any Ironman events. Good luck on Sunday. We look forward to celebrating with you on the finish line.